What if, from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to bed, everything you do, every interaction, every decision, every task is part of a massive interconnected game? A game where your choices, your strategies, and even your mindset shape the real world outcomes of your life. Think about it, your job, your relationships, the way you manage your finances, and even how you spend your leisurely time. It's all part of a game. And the way you play it, whether you play it cautiously or take bold risks, determines how well you do in the real world. That's the premise of the great online game, a concept by Packy McCormick, introduced in his thought-provoking article. He writes, "The great online game is played concurrently by billions of people online as themselves with real-world consequences. Your financial and psychological well-being is at stake, but the downside is limited. The upside, on the other hand, is infinite. In simpler terms, the game is always on. And the best part, the game is free to play. No entry fee, no barriers. Anyone can get in at any time, but whether you win or lose, that depends on you." The most visible and often the most impactful part of this game is social media. Think of it as the battlefield where avatars are created, strategies are tested, and opportunities are won. Social media, every tweet, every post, every like, every comment is a move in the game. Every action you take on platforms like Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, and even LinkedIn, all of it matters. Let's take David Dobrik, for example. Whether you love him or hate him, there's no denying that his rise from Vine to YouTube to becoming an entrepreneur has been nothing short of impressive. He's crafted an avatar, the funny, hyper-energetic, prank-loving David Dobrik you see online, and built a massive following by strategically using his avatar to generate opportunities. But it wasn't just the content he created, it is how he played the game. By consistently showing up with a defined persona, he connected with millions of people. That connection turned into real-world opportunities like brand deals, business ventures, and even more. He's also one of the most recognizable influencers across multiple platforms, from YouTube to Snapchat, which shows the power of leveraging your avatar across different spaces. So you might ask, well, that's great for someone like David Dobrik, but how does this apply to me? I'm not a huge influencer. Well, here's the thing, you don't need to be a huge star to succeed in this great online game. This is what it gets interesting, because your avatar is something you can build and control regardless of your status. You're already playing the game, whether you're realizing it or not. And there are niche influencers that still generate huge returns and make a big splash in this world. Now, who are you in this game? Let's say you're not in the spotlight, like a celebrity, but you want to understand how to leverage your own online presence. How do your actions on social media translate into real-world benefits? Well, it's about small interactions and strategic decisions. Take Twitter, for example. If you post a tweet, you're not just throwing your thoughts into the void, you're potentially connecting with people who share similar ideas and interests. And that connection could turn into new opportunities. An invitation to join a private Discord, or a collaboration with like-minded individuals, or even start of a new business venture. You don't need a viral tweet to make an impact. Every interaction you have online could open up doors, no matter how small it seems at the time. In fact, it's a cumulative effect of consistent, thoughtful engagement that can start to build something bigger than you initially expected. Here's the fun part. You can create your own avatar. This is a version of yourself you project online. It can be real, the unfiltered you, or it can be something you carefully crafted. But you don't even have to go all in and go on your real identity. You could create a persona based on something entirely else, like a pseudonym. Take Mr. Beast, for example. His real name isn't even the name he's known for. He's built an avatar around giving away massive amounts of money in creative ways. His content is an avatar, and that avatar is branded and has made him millions. Similarly, Gustad Guy, a popular Instagram influencer personality, uses his avatar built around high-end travel and luxury experiences, and he's become the most influential luxury lifestyle niche influencer in the game, even starting his own jewelry line. He did all of this by crafting a very specific avatar and consistently playing to that persona. One of the best things about this game, well, niches. Every game has different levels and subcategories or skills, and that's the same for this online world, because no matter how specific your interests are, there's likely a niche for it. Let's take business and personal finance, for example, because, well, that's what interests me most, I guess, but this niche is absolutely packed with content creators, from well-known ones like Graham Stephan, who provide personal finance tips, to more niche creators like Patrick Boyle, a finance professor with a more analytical approach, or the Plain Bagel, who explains investing concepts simply but clearly. Even though this is a highly saturated niche, there's still room for new voices with new perspectives. A great example of this could be How Money Works, a channel that's carved out a new format within the already crowded finance niche. They managed to offer a unique take, blending education with storytelling and entertainment, which allowed them to stand out. Now, the lesson here is, even in competitive spaces, there's always room for creativity. If you approach your niche from a different angle, your unique take will attract people. Now, how does this game work? What are the core features? Let's talk about what makes this game so addictive and engaging. Every good game has specific features to make it fun to play, and social media is no different. 1. Frequent feedback loops. In video games, you get immediate feedback on how well you're doing, whether it's through scores, points, or level ups. Social media works in a similar way. Every tweet, post, or video you publish gives you instant feedback through likes, shares, comments, and engagements. It's a scorecard letting you know how well others and the algorithm think you've played. 2. Variable outcomes. In a video game, you know exactly how each level will play out. Similarly, every post or tweet you make has variable outcome. Sometimes a tweet goes viral, other times it's barely noticed. This randomness is what makes the game so exciting. Every move you make has the potential to change the trajectory. 3. A sense of control. You are the player of your own game, and you control your avatar. Whether you're crafting content, engaging with others, or refining your personal brand, power is in your hands, and like any game, the more you practice, the better you get. The more videos you make, the more posts you share, the sharper your skills become. You're in charge of your own progress. And 4, connection to the metagame. One of the things that separates this game from traditional video games is the real-world outcomes of your actions. On platforms like YouTube, for example, the number of views or engagement your content receives directly translates into money you get paid based on views and ads. On platforms like Instagram, your following and engagement can lead to sponsorships and collaborations with brands. Now, why am I playing this game? And this is exactly why I'm here, to play this great online game. I created this channel to engage with you and share insights, build a community around concepts like business, investing, personal development, and just my journey in general. I also wanted to make this experience fun, interactive, and gamified. I want you to be part of this journey, and how this works out, we'll shape together. I didn't start at first because I didn't have it all figured out. In fact, I wasn't sure how to craft my avatar at first. But I just noticed that there's like this primal urge inside of me to create and share stuff. And as the Shopify founder once said, the cost of failure has never been lower. So I decided to give it a shot. By the way, if you're interested in following this journey, and you're not just a passive viewer, you can activate and be an active participant in this game. By subscribing, commenting, and engaging, you can shape the direction of the content we create together and the community we're building here. Okay, let's get back to it. So how do you play this game? Well, it's simple actually. Just create an avatar. Play to your strengths or interests and start putting out content, code, articles, whatever format you like and feel like you would thrive in. It doesn't matter what niche you're passionate about, whether it's business, fashion, travel, gaming, there's room. Just approach it from a more creative angle, I guess. So what's your move? How are you gonna play this game? Because a great online game is open to everyone, and no matter what your backgrounds or interests may be, there's a place for you to play and thrive. Maybe you'll start creating your avatar today. Maybe you'll jump into our community and begin our journey right here, together with us. Because it's time to take a risk, to put yourself out there and learn from every move you make. And who knows, maybe your next tweet, video, article, code could be the ticket to a new opportunity. So let's get started and let's start playing this game together. Let's make it interesting. Now, let's get playing.
Life, there's roadblocks.